neutral ideas. Do you know anything about the constitutional arrangements of the United States, for example, where they have such a
talking about United States?
But I'm asking you because here's an example.
Look, Mr. Perkins, this is Jamaica. We have our own system and our own tradition. The people who want that system are attempting to impose on this country an American system that has never been tried, never tested in this country, and it's not.
Mr. Harding,
it's not for the Jamaican system, and we don't want it.
The system that we have is not a Jamaican
Perkins, can we agree to disagree?
Mr. Harding,
you have a point of view, I have a point of view. Let us respect each other.
But why can't we discuss our points?
We certainly can discuss it. I am saying, for example, when you say that the executive system is equal to separation of power.
Yes.
I am saying that in the present parliamentary system, there is a separation of power.
There is no separation of power.
And I would refer you to your basic
absurd.
Mr. Perkins, you're a man well read. Go back to Montesquieu. You know that the separation of powers exists in the parliamentary system.
There is no separation.
There is a separation of power.
Mr. Harding,
No, there is.
Mr. Harding.
Mr. Perkins, there is.
Mr. Harding.
What you must say is that it is not clear enough, or there's too much overlap, or you want it to be wider. But there is a separation
of powers, Mr. Harding.
How can you say that?
Do not stand
The difference between the parliamentary system, the judiciary, and the executive, there is a separation of
Mr.
power.
Harding, do not stand here as a member of a parliamentary committee.
Yeah. And so there is a separation of power in the parliamentary system.
Which has been arrogated the responsibility for devising a constitution for this country and displays such a degree of constitutional ignorance.
That is your opinion.
I
am saying that there is no separation of power in the parliamentary system. I am saying it started from as early as Montesquieu. I am saying that there is a separation of power, Mr. Perkins. I do not agree with you.
The Constitution defines the Prime Minister as that person, that member of the House of Representatives who commands the support of a majority of the members of that House.
I'm aware of that. Yes. So
how does it...
That's the same as obtains in the United Kingdom Parliament.
The powers of the Prime Minister.
Yes.
The powers of the Prime Minister are not then separated from the powers of the legislature.
That is not correct.
It is because he has a majority in Parliament.
That's what?
And commands that majority that he's the Prime Minister. Then how are you separating his powers?
But what has that got to do? There is a separation between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. There is a separation. The functions are different. Now, where I would agree with you is if you say that the separation is not clear enough, if you say that it should be wider...
Hold on for me, Mr. Harding. Speak about the separation of powers. When the Minister of Finance gets up and makes a statement one morning that he's imposing a 23% levy on the banks, and that is immediately law. How can you make a statement? How can you talk about separation of powers? It doesn't need any legislation. He just says it and that is it. How can you talk about a separation of powers when the minister, by merely saying in Parliament that on Monday morning we'll have a 15% GCT, that then becomes law?
Well, first of all, you're talking about specific pieces of legislation.
Yes.
And those laws have existed in this country. And if the time has come to change those laws to make sure that the system alters and
but we